If you're constantly confused about whether he likes you or not, I feel like there's something important you need to hear. Most of the confusion you feel with men doesn't actually come from what they're doing. It comes from what you're trying to make it mean. He likes your story. Does that mean he likes you? He replies after 2 days. Is he just busy or is he interested? He disappears and comes back again. So what does that mean? And I think a lot of women don't actually struggle with men being confusing. We struggle with not wanting to accept clarity when it feels too simple or too disappointing. Because the truth is, most of the time, it's not that deep. We just tend to take small actions and build big meanings out of them. A like on your post suddenly feels like interest. A random reply feels like effort. A late night message feels like connection. And before you know it, you've created a whole story in your head based on very little consistency in real life. But real interest is not confusing. If you're constantly asking yourself, does he like me? That question itself is already information. Because real interest doesn't leave you guessing. It doesn't make you sit there decoding behavior like it's a puzzle. It feels clear. It feels consistent enough that you're not constantly questioning where you stand. Looking back at a lot of situations, I realized something important. In dating, it's not always about what someone says. It's about what they repeatedly do. Someone can like your story, reply to your messages, even say they like you. But if the pattern is inconsistency, disappearing for days, and only showing up when it's convenient, then that pattern is the truth, not the words, because interest shows up in effort, not just occasional attention. And this is where a lot of overthinking comes in. We start trying to explain inconsistency instead of observing it. Maybe he's just busy. Maybe he's bad at texting. Maybe he's not like that with everyone. And sure, all of those things can be true. But the real question is not why he's inconsistent. The question is, how does that inconsistency make you feel? Because if someone is genuinely interested, even a busy life doesn't erase effort completely. There's still some form of presence, some form of follow-through. Not perfection, just continuity. One thing I've noticed is that attention is very easy to give now. Anyone can like your post. Anyone can view your story. Anyone can send a random hey when they're bored. But attention doesn't automatically mean intention. And that's where a lot of confusion starts. Because attention is passive. Interest is active. Interest is someone choosing to engage with you consistently. Not just when it's convenient or when they have nothing better to do. And then there's another layer to this that people don't always talk about. Breadcrumbing. That in-between behavior where someone gives just enough attention to keep you emotionally engaged, but never enough to actually build anything real. It looks like random affection, inconsistent texting, occasional compliments, then disappearing again. And it creates this cycle where you keep thinking, maybe it will turn into something if I just wait a little longer. But real interest doesn't make you wait in confusion. It moves. It has direction. Even if it's slow, it's still consistent. Another big sign of real interest is curiosity. Because when someone is genuinely interested in you, they don't just interact with you. They try to understand you. They ask questions that go beyond the surface. Not just how was your day or have you eaten, but things like what do you think about things, what you care about, what shaped your opinions, and what you actually enjoy in life. Because surface level engagement is easy. Curiosity requires investment. And investment means someone is not just passing time with you. They're actually interested in you as a person. And I think this is the shift that changes everything. Instead of asking, does he like me? Start asking, do I feel chosen here? Because interest isn't something you decode. It's something you feel through consistency, through effort, through emotional presence that doesn't disappear every few days. And sometimes the hardest truth is that someone might enjoy you, but not prioritize you. And that's where people get stuck, confusing access with intention. Just because someone shows up sometimes doesn't mean they are building something with you. At the end of the day, real interest is not complicated. It doesn't require decoding mixed signals or reading between the lines all the time. It shows itself clearly in patterns, in consistency, in effort that doesn't disappear when it becomes slightly inconvenient. And the more you stop trying to turn inconsistency into potential, the more clearly you start seeing what is actually there. Because the right kind of interest doesn't make you question your place in someone's life. It makes you feel it quietly, naturally, without effort, and you don't have to convince yourself of it.